really interesting.
For sure.
So here's the first golf superhero, okay? For everything that Bobby Jones and Walter Hagen and them did back in the day, you didn't see them unless you were at the event. You read about them, you saw their picture in the paper, you didn't see them. Arnie you saw. And Arnie's army was a real thing that kids could be a part of, that people could be a part of. And here is this superhero who is trapped in the middle. Internally, he sides with the players. He doesn't believe that the PGA should have all this power over them. So he absolutely sides with the players. But personally, his father's a club pro, is a member of the PGA.
The conflict,
so he's raised in this. He's known. It's a huge conflict, but he was able to use that power to actually be that mediator that hadn't really been done yet. They've tried it. Each side got someone to talk for them, but there wasn't someone that was straight in the middle trying to broker the peace. And Palmer had that credibility.
Yeah, for sure.
He had that clout where he was going to be listened to. And he talked to the PGA. And he told them, look, why don't we try this for a year? See what would happen. We'll put a board together. It'll be a bunch of the APG players. As you know, Nicholas obviously would be one of them, as well as some guys from the PGA, as well as a third party that has no affiliation to either side to keep things fair. And that's what the PGA, if they were smart, should have done.
For sure.
But at the same time that was happening, there was other issues that was catching the PGA's attention. Namely, this other group that to this day is still pretty goes unheard of, the International Golf Sponsors Association. They represent the money for 34 of the 44 events of the year. And they got involved. And then ABC, the network, who had just signed a 2-year deal to televise a bunch of events, including the PGA Championship, said, you better get this figured out because we're not going to put on a show with a bunch of nobodies playing on the golf course.
What always...
So all of this is
what always is the motivating factor when these decisions are made? 100% of the time. It does not... There is no other reason than money. That's what drives the caboose, right? That is the engine that drives everything. And that's what the PGA Tour ultimately did. Right? They end up accepting this offer from the IGSA, not from Palmer, which Palmer's was a really good idea. So then there's this separate tour division, which was governed by a 12-member board made up of 3 current players, 3 retired players, and 3 PGA executives, and then 3 officers of the IGSA, which to me sounds like there's a lot more leverage on the PGA side. There's a lot more leverage on the people who already have power on this board. So, unhappy still, Nicklaus and about 200 other players leave the PGA, and the great mediator, shall we call him, Arnold Palmer, internally conflicted as he was, he made the choice to side with the players and not cross the line. The PGA got a restraining order on the APG, but sponsors were already lining up for them. Like, how ridiculous is that?
This is ridiculous. No, you have to stop them.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a